Have you ever wondered why one meal at one restaurant costs, say, £10, and you go down the road and it costs £15 or maybe 17, 18 or more? Here to answer that question, which I'm intrigued about, is Ali Carter from Cater Cost. You would be the right person to fill in the gaps for me on that, Ali. What is the difference then? Presumably quality ingredients.
Quality ingredients at the top of the list. First and foremost, ingredients can vary in price enormously, as I think you're probably aware. The overhead is the single biggest determiner of how much you need to make from the food that you prepare and sell. Overheads, the biggest money eater is these things: gas cookers, electrical equipment, everything in the kitchen just eats energy. So that's a big overhead. Chefs don't come cheap. Maybe the one where you're just having your cheap meal down the road has got a cook. Maybe the one where you're having a more expensive meal has got a well-paid chef who's had a proper culinary training. So there's a real big loads of reasons why.
A myriad of things.
Yes.
But obviously some restaurants, and there's just been one very close to me, it was very popular, and it's actually closed down. A lot of restaurants do close down. Is that a sense of them, like any business, not managing what they're putting into their products and how much it's costing and so on and so forth?
Managing is the key word you've got there, actually. It's an exact science. Running a restaurant, making food is an exact science. And so the list of ingredients that you put into any dish that you make needs to be precise. You would, for example, never serve a pint of beer in a glass and just guess it. You would never, if you had a sweet shop, just give people packets of loose sweets without weighing them. If you had a filling station, you'd never put petrol into people's cars without a calibrated measure of how much you put in. And yet the fact is that the majority, and I would go as far as to say 98% of independent operators don't actually know what their dishes are costing them. They are guessing, and therein lies the problem.
And so it might be good or bad for the visitor to a restaurant, but it's certainly going to be bad for the restaurateur. Is it a staffing issue, training issue? Is it sounds like it's simple to fix.
It's all of those things. The underlying this big problem is the fact that we have got what we call in the industry a whole load of sub-recipes that sit below the dish that goes out to the customer. So even for the simplest operation, you may have things like a gravy, a stew, a sauce, items that you make in a big batch, and then you actually serve it in a different size portion to what you've made it in. And that's where it becomes difficult to do an accurate costing. So yeah, I mean that's where it starts, but then there are just hundreds of other reasons why people don't do it. They can't do it, they're starved of time. It's quite complicated actually. It's a lot of sums, and lots of people don't like to do sums, but it's absolutely vital to being a profitable restaurant or business.
So you've got to account for all of the ingredients, including what you said was the sub-recipes.
Yes.
I've been to places, and to be honest, you sort of know whether it's going to be a good meal by what sort of size the starter is, to be in a way, and actually who's in the kitchen. It does sound awfully wasteful if a restaurant doesn't have that level of control.
But that's the other thing. I don't think restaurants aren't quite up to speed if they're not doing a dish spec and they're not actually measuring things properly and using portion control and so on. It sounds all too boring and they'd like to guess it. But it can have a massive impact on your business. I mean, I put together this little thing here about it's just a chef on a good day and a bad day. Nothing particularly amiss here, but let's take this example. Bear with me, I'll run through it.
So this is for a burger. You've got an ingredients for a burger.
Yeah, so if you go to a burger place, and as a customer, you would never know the difference between these two burgers, okay? But the first burger is made when the chef has a good day. He's following his dish specification, he's weighing everything, and he's putting it on the plate as it should be done. So he's using a floured bap, 11p. He's using 6-ounce homemade patty and he's measuring that. He's using 3 little gem lettuce leaves at 15p, 2 slices of beef tomato.
They sound nice.
Oh God! And a slice of red onion. There's nothing complex here. Tablespoon of mayonnaise and 2 slices of cheddar cheese. Okay.
And you've added all that up. The
Add all
price
that
of the
up.
burger is $5.95
Selling
out
at
of the
five.
kitchen.
Yep, selling at $5.95. Cost price of $1.31.
Yep.
Okay. And if he sold 10 of those a day for the whole year, day in day out, he'd make 13,286 quid. Profit. Nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
he deserves it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, on the same burger on a different day with a different chef who's a bit slapdash, maybe he's got a hangover, who knows what's happened here, but same burger, but he's using a ciabatta instead of a floured roll at 26p instead of 11p. He's forgotten where the ring is to measure the beef burger patty, so he just guesses it, and he guesses it, he's a bit 2 ounces out, so it's costing another 12p on that one. He's got a new person on garnish that he hasn't trained, and she does the garnish in a very different way, a bit more flamboyantly. All these things, little tiny things. He uses Emmental cheese instead of the proper cheddar slices. Make a massive difference. This burger, instead of costing £1.31, is actually costing £2.66.
And that's the same burger being charged at £5.95
To a customer.
to a customer.
Absolutely, they wouldn't know any difference.
No.
However, to his bottom line, here we go, his annual gross profit's gone down to 8,372, where it was 13,286. So it's actually nearly £5,000 different to his profit.
And that's just selling one burger,
That's one dish.
one dish,
One dish
10
on
times a
his
day
menu. Yeah.
for a year. That is a significant difference. And, well, okay, that's a burger, but you've got a menu that has lots and lots of stuff on it, so it's got to be a multiplier.
Oh, totally.
Right,
And
yeah.
this principle is the exact principle, however many dishes you've got on there. Got to
And-
be accurate.
And 98% or thereabouts of restaurateurs and chefs aren't doing this.
That's what we estimate.
Wow,
Yes.
that is incredible.
It's
And
shocking, isn't it?
It is absolutely shocking. It's always an education talking to you, Ali. Thank you so much indeed. And great. And I am going to now... it doesn't make any difference, £5.95 burger. I'd actually pay £7 for that burger, to be honest. And it would make even more profit. Great, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.